What's up, Plinko fans? I'm Jasmine, and we are in my newest sandbox park. This is called Wild Dominion, and this park is very loosely based off of Animal Kingdom and Busch Gardens. Um, I say very loosely because it's really not based on that. I'm like totally going against what I just said, but I'm just using those parks as inspiration for just some themes in the park and just trying to make my park feel more like, I don't know, kind of safari African sort of theme going on. Um, in the first episode, I kind of showed like this parking area, and I've kind of filled out a lot of it. And let me tell you, I do not like making parking lots. And I like copied all of these cars, and it still looks like I didn't make enough like different style of cars because there's like a lot of red and green and blue. I don't know. I mean, you tell me if that looks like okay for as far as like the car colors and everything. But it was so hard trying to make the cars look different and making the parking lot fill up. So, yeah, not fun. I haven't done a whole lot here, but I did add these little like sort of archways here where like the person operating the booth could come in this way and go into their little booth. And I added one here as well. I'm planning on, making some grass and stuff around there. And then also I decided to put the buses here, which I know it's not ideal, but I really did not want to have to readjust my parking lot to fit the buses closer to the entrance. So I decided to make this other little like, I don't know what you would call this, but like an entrance for where the buses would be coming from so that they're not coming through here. This would be for like regular passengers. The buses would come through here and then park in this sort of area here. And then my plan is to make a little bit of a backstage over here with like, the big trucks and, recycling trucks, a loading dock, things like that. And I will probably be asking Michael for help with that as I have no idea what to do. Um, and I think all of this stuff was here as far as the lights and everything in my first episode. This is the hotel. If you haven't seen the first episode, this is the hotel. I'm so happy with how this turned out, and I love the colors. This is probably going to be the most modern building in the park. Um, I just love it. And then you can't see it from the ground, but this little like glass piece is in the middle, and I just love that. Okay, going to go back. We're kind of going to go over what I did in the first episode in case you missed it. But this is the little entrance building here. Gonna fly through there. This is the entrance plaza. None of, like, all of this is relatively the same, but I added a sign for my Barbarian coaster. I did not make this lettering. This is available on the Frontier Workshop. I believe this font is called medium size font or medium size alphabet, something along those lines. And I found it and I really, really love it. Um, this is the Barbarian. This is the first coaster in the park. I did not show you a POV in the first episode. I will do that at the end of this episode, but I've got a couple of other things I wanted to show you before we get to the POV. So I added this Barbarian sign here on both sides of the lift hill, chain lift, whatever thing you want to call that. Uh, and then over this way, I'm going to kind of zoom in here. Oh, a little too far. I also updated the sort of ceiling tile for this plaza. I'm not crazy about it. I feel like maybe there should be, like a stripe or something. But I'm leaving it for now because I do think it looks nicer than the regular path that I had going in there. So I also added this new building. This is just a little balloon shop in here. We can kind of zoom in. There we go. And then on this side, we have a little vending machine. The other side, this is the claw machine. We're going to keep going down here, which I love how this turned out. I added, these little flower beds for like the little awkward parts in the path. And then I also added this burger and shakes place. I'm calling it Cloves, even though burgers do not have garlic cloves in them. I just thought that was such a cool name. I didn't want to call it burgers and shakes. So cloves it is. And I need to put, like a little barrier here for the little flower bed in the front. But if we go in, I tried to add, a little bit of an interior that was somewhat interesting. But what I'm super proud of is I made this little self-serve booth. And so like, if you didn't want to wait to order, you could go over here, like at a McDonald's and do the self-serve. The only thing is I tried putting an ATM there or a vending machine there to see, if people would use it. The vending machine didn't work because the little guests were like bending down to get their soda or whatever from the vending machine. So it didn't look like they were actually operating the little screen. So I'm leaving it like that for now, just because, it'll just have to represent the self-serve ordering. And then what I did was, this is a little like cylinder shape. And then I think the top is like a little oval shape at the top. That's a little sign there for the self-serve. And then the screen is the smallest TV screen turned vertically. So that's why it's just like a little like gray colored because it's turned vertically. So anything else is going to look is not going to show up properly on there. So anyway, but I think that's super cute. I also added those to my cafe, and I had them blinking. I wasn't intentionally wanting them to blink at the same time, but I do like the blinking more so than the stationary gray. So yeah. Another thing is I decided to add like wording to my screens. So some of the shops, you can put in their logo on the TV screen, but some of them don't have that. And Pip Shop is one of them. And then also the Street Fox Coffee is one. So what I decided to do was use the background as the color for the shop. So Street Fox Coffee obviously has a lot of red in it. And then I just put in 3 different signs. They're small signs. And then I use the oregano font to kind of make it look like that sort of handwritten font. And then put in just some things to kind of detail what it is that's being sold there. So I did the same thing over here. And so basically saying sparkling water, spring water, and free tap water, because this is Pip Shop water. So I really like that. Also added some little fake people in here to sit down at the bar stools since the little guests can't actually sit there. Let's go over here. This is new. I made two different drop towers, and I actually debated having a third because I know that's kind of something that some parks have started doing is having three drop towers and connecting them. But I decided to just have this little one and then the sort of larger one. So like the little one could be for, like kids who they're not quite ready for the big one yet. And I really like it. I think it's really, it's even though it's the same ride, I think it's obviously different for children. So, I just really like how it turned out. And I also, tried to make the stations have a little bit of a covering on them. So that was the end result. I'm not crazy about this little building here, but I thought this little platform needed to have a bathroom and at least a drink shop in the middle. So that's what this is. So now I'm going to quickly go down here. I did add a little bit of a backstage to this cafe. Not my favorite thing to do, and I still have work to do on that. But at least it's represented. Now, this is what I'm super excited to show you. This is Lion's Roar. This is the second coaster in the park. This literally took me a week to make. And then I found this lion on the workshop. I'm sorry, I don't know who made this. I need to put these descriptions put the link in the description for you so you can find it. But it's literally like a big rock. And then I think they used, I'm not sure what these are, if this is like wooden planks or something to make the face. But I thought that was so cool. And, it kind of helps represent the lion for the coaster. And this is the queue, you know, not crazy, but it does what it needs to do. I added some ivy on the top to kind of make it seem like it's kind of overgrown and has plants and stuff on it. This is a suspended inverted coaster, B&M invert ish. I did actually look up, like the characteristics of these types of coasters, and you can see the font that I downloaded. Because I really am trying to make my coasters more realistic and really trying my hardest to make them much better than what they've been in the past. And it really does take time. I've been playing this game for probably like a year and a half now, like maybe yes, a year and a half ish, and it's taking me this long to to make my coasters look decent. So yeah, we will do a POV of that. Also wanted to show you my intent for this coaster was I just really wanted it to be where guests are walking and you see parts of the coaster going underneath the path. And when I first made it, the coaster was actually kind of over this way, and I couldn't make it to where it seemed natural. Like the placement that I had, it just was not working. And then I also felt like the path wasn't naturally going the way I wanted it to go. And originally, I had these drop towers to be right behind the cafe, so they were kind of in this area. And once I moved the drop towers over here, I finally was able to get the correct placement for this coaster. And it was very frustrating because I had spent so much time on it and I felt like it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. But once I figured out that placement, it really, really, really helped me kind of see like the vision of what I had, of what I wanted for it. And then Michael, he thought that it would be a good idea to place the path um, underneath this zero G roll, and I thought that was an excellent idea. And then and then also, I didn't have a double loop before. I did have this Cobra roll, and then it kind of went into a brake run, and then the loop was like right here. And then Michael said, "Why don't you do a double loop?" And I thought that would be super extreme, but it actually turned out perfectly. And I think it looks really great having this G-roll here. People are walking underneath it. The coaster goes underneath the path, and then the path is directly in the middle of the two loops. So this really just blows my mind. I'm so excited. I think this might be the best coaster I've ever made, ever in my whole life. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Um, yeah, that will be coming up in a few minutes. But before we do that, I wanted to show you. So the guests come out here. I still need to make, some fencing and, some scenery and stuff to make this look pretty. There is this building here where I have a Just a Memento and a little sign for the Lions Roar toys or whatever that will be sold there. Then I also have my smoothie place and a vending machine here, and then on the back we have a staff building. And last but not least, we have a little flat ride here. There's a water feature for Maddie. So Maddie, if you're watching this, I made this water feature for you. And the guests come up here. They go through, this is the queue. I made it very like red and green for whatever reason. No reason at all, really. And then here's the flat ride. So yeah, I think that's it. We can get started on the POVs. I'm going to do Lions Roar last because, it's the best one. So we're just going to walk back over here to Barbarian. And also, I'm really trying to improve these little, what would you call these? Planters with trees in the middle where the path is kind of like awkward. And I really love this one. And I really like the pink flowers that I have in there. I have not used pink flowers in the park, and I think I will start doing that. So we're going to go back over here. And ride this coaster. Just going to pause this real quick so we can get on. These are the stats here. Oh, here they are. Wait, why isn't it showing me? Oh, here we go. There they are. And then we're gonna hop on. Okay. Trying. There we go. Enjoy. So that was Barbarian. So we're gonna go walk over to Lion's Roar. Let's take the scenic route. Oh, zoom in past over here. Woohoo, okay. Here it is. I'm gonna pause it. Here are the stats. Enjoy. I'm sorry, I realized I was in the first seat, so I'm gonna do that again and we'll do front bumper this time. Isn't that amazing how changing the PO like the view really makes a difference on doing those POVs? Like it really is amazing. So anyway, yeah, so happy with that coaster. I think it's so strong. And no, I would not I would not ride this in real life. But yeah, I'm just absolutely blown away with it. Yeah, I just gosh, I don't know how much more I could say about it, but I think it's amazing. Um, I will probably try to kind of pretty this part up, the terrain here, and make that look a little bit better. Um, but yeah, other than that, well, and adding some more scenery at the station and everything. Other than that, that's all I will be doing. Yeah, future plans for the park. Uh, so this part here is going to lead out over here. I will probably be putting another coaster over here. I'm not sure about the types of coasters yet. I was thinking about a mine train at some point. Michael suggested, what did he suggest? Something. He suggested something. I forgot what it was, but I'm thinking at least four coasters total for the park, maybe five. I'm already at like 38% on the counter, and so I have this water ride as a potential, but I definitely want to have like a water ride or some sort of track ride that will be like a little safari. So it could be a water ride, it could be one of the little like car ride things. With I want it, but I want it to have hippos and crocodiles and all that stuff. So potentially right there. This area is like my little kiddie area, so it has this little chair swing. This obviously is more of a kiddie sort of coaster. And then yeah, I think that's what this side of the park will be. Um, I have this here. This is a wing coaster based on X Dimension, X Factor, whatever that ride is called. I'm calling it Keen Fei. I actually looked up some like African names, and Keen Fei actually means wing, and I thought that was so cool. If I called it Keen Fei, another African word was Bahati, which means like lucky or fortunate. So that's another contender for a possible name. But I really liked those. I definitely want to use like some sort of African name for one of the coasters in the park. And then I was also thinking about having some sort of mountain, like which would be sort of back here, and then that would be where my mine train would be going through. So that could be potentially like one of the lead sort of coasters for the park. That would be the main one of the main attractions for the park. So yeah, so those are my plans. Um, really appreciate you guys watching. I really am enjoying spending time in this park. Um, I think this is going to be absolutely my best work yet, and I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I don't know how I'm going to top this after I make this. I'm trying so hard on scenery. I'm trying so hard on my coasters and really making this park look outstanding. If you have any suggestions, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Um, if you have any suggestions on like backstage areas and stuff, like how do I make this look better? Like what would you do? Leave a comment, let me know. This I'm really struggling with this part, so I really would appreciate some feedback there. But yeah, thanks so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.